What's up, guys? It's Negative. This video is about dolphin dashing and double dashing. And if you're wondering what that is, it's basically a technique for Marth that allows him to recover from the ledge with invincibility frames left over so that you can punch people in the face. Because I know that that's what y'all are trying to do. So, how is it done? Well, essentially, you up B towards the stage and then you hold down because you don't want to grab the ledge as soon as possible. In fact, you want to wait so that you grab the ledge during particular frames of your up B or your double jump. Specifically, you can grab on frame 26 to 30 of up B or frame 34 or 35 of your double jump. And in this case, I grabbed on frame 28. It's the best frame that you can grab for your up B to give you the largest margin of success, and we'll talk about why that is later. But once you've grabbed the ledge, you let go of the ledge, frame perfect, easy. Then you double jump, frame perfect, easy. And in that process between those two things, you can burn one frame. So you don't have to be absolutely perfect, right? You can hold the ledge for one more frame before letting go, or you can double jump after falling for one frame. I recommend double jumping frame perfect every time and then saving that frame for letting go of the ledge so that you get less tournament winners. And because, as we'll see later, falling for one frame actually makes the technique harder in general. So after that, we're jumping for a bunch of frames, right? Then suddenly I decide I'm going to air dodge now. Why not? I air dodge, not downwards, I'm air dodging upward and inward, right? And then suddenly I just snap to the ground. What the hell? What happened? I undergo normal landing lag from a special fall, which is basically wave dash landing lag, right? You can see I'm basically wave dashing. And then after the wave dash lag is over, bam, I'm still invincible. I'm grabbing. I'm up tilting. I can do invincible forward airs, right? I've got 8 or 9 frames of invincibility that I got to play with to hit you in the face, right? So that's kind of how it works. Let's take a look at the double dash version, right? So here, I let go of the ledge, I double jump, I'm tumbling in the air, I'm holding down because I don't want to grab the ledge yet. I want to wait. In fact, I want to wait quite a while before I grab the ledge, right? I want to grab the ledge like right now. This is the earliest that I'm going to look for this frame so that I let go to grab the ledge on the next frame, right? Boom. Frame 34 of my double jump, and I can also do it on frame 35. So here, same thing. I do the exact same thing, right? Let go of the ledge, frame perfect, double jump, frame perfect. I can burn one frame in between, right? How's it working? Essentially, Marth has a little diamond at his feet that's invisible that is used for determining when you actually land on stage or when you're high enough over the stage that like you can actually start, drifting above the stage, because otherwise it treats it like you're just bumping against the wall and you don't actually get to go above the stage. You just kind of, are stuck. So what happens is when Marth is tumbling in the air from his up B or his double jump, that diamond kind of squishes or stretches. And when it does that, if it squishes, the bottom of the diamond raises up and it's no longer at Marth's feet, but it's like higher up on his body. And because it's lifted up, when you grab the ledge, there's a particular thing where grabbing the ledge freezes your ECB in place for a small handful of frames. And just enough frames that you can basically let go of the ledge and double jump, almost frame perfect, and be above the stage when it unfreezes. And when it unfreezes and snaps back down, now you instantly landed, right? Because you'll notice that, like, normally, it's not the character's body parts that determine whether or not you landed. Like, Marth's leg is in the stage right now, and he still didn't land. It's only when the ECB touches down that your character lands on the ground, right? And we're basically abusing that in order to get more invulnerability when coming off the ledge, because that's usually a place where you are vulnerable. And some characters have problems getting off the ledge. Marth particularly has some of the worst invincibility frames in the game off ledge. So let's talk about this. This is a document that I've been working on while labbing out double dashing and dolphin dashing because I'm interested in learning the technique and whether or not it's viable, right? I didn't think bonk dashing was viable. When I started to learn how to do it, it took me like 5 or 6 hours to hit it a single time, and then it took another 5 or 6 hours to hit it the next time, and then it took like another 4 hours or something to hit it the next time. But once I started to understand all the different things that go into it that can make it fail or that make it successful, all the different methodologies and ways that you can do it, the nuances of how you can use your hand, the different outcomes and you know determined by like how you let go of the ledge with which buttons or which control sticks and blah blah blah. There's so many things that go into it that affect the consistency. But now I'm bonk dashing like almost every Battlefield game that I play. I'm bonk dashing. So I can do multiple in a row, right? Did one blindfolded. So the question is this is dolphin dashing and double dashing a reliable technique? Is it viable for tournament play? I don't know just yet. I'm going to lab it out, and part of that labbing was me developing these documents. So what we have here is a list of sequences that cover all the possible timings that you could have when performing this technique. So down at the bottom we have tabs for each of the different frames of up B or double jump that we grab the ledge, because each one gives us a different ECB. And that will change how viable or how easy or difficult it is to do the technique, right? So this is up B, frame 26. Let's just look at this column as an example. I grab the ledge, so I undergo cliff catch. I can't do anything for a while. I have to do one frame of cliff weight before I'm allowed to release the ledge. I release the ledge on the next frame. Good, good for me. Then I jump for 7 frames before air dodging. I just happen to jump for 7 frames and then air dodge. But I happen to air dodge with particular coordinates that I'm using, such that I instantly land into my special landing lag, your normal wave dash landing lag, and then I'm intangible and actionable for 9 frames afterwards, right? So what coordinates did I use? Well, here are the coordinates down here. So this is like 40 coordinates. There are like way, way, way more coordinates than this, right, on the GameCube controller. These are just the ones that are kind of consecutively along the rim of the controller within the region where, you can actually hit these techniques. So I kind of just chop them down into, what matters, right? So you can see if I'm in this little consecutive region of coordinates, that if I have the frame perfect release, frame perfect jump, 7 frame timing, 2 air dodge frames, I get to do a dolphin dash, and it works. Other timings, there's no coordinates that might work. It might just be, hey, you're fucked. That it just doesn't work, right? But this gets better when you get better ECBs. We'll look at that in a second. Take a look at this chart. This section represents the frame perfect release and the frame perfect jump, right? Here's the release, here's the jump. Then we start to see some red. What's that about? Well, I spent 1 extra frame in cliff weight before I got the release and then a frame perfect jump. But it will still work. To the side of that we have, hey, I got the frame perfect release, but I fell for 1 frame before jumping, right? And that also has its own outcomes and own coordinates that work for it, right? And so what we can see here are, what coordinates seem to work for everything. You can kind of go across horizontally and see, okay, well, like these coordinates seem to work all the way across, right? That's good. But are these good coordinates? Well, there's kind of a big gap between these coordinates, so either I'm shooting for the beginning or I'm shooting for the end, or I can just shoot in the middle, and if I'm accurate, I fail, and I'm hoping to just be kind of on the side. That kind of sucks. So these aren't the best coordinates really, right? Let's take a look at some of the other frames we have. Here's frame 27, 28, 29, and 30, right? So you can see that it changes quite dramatically sometimes based off of the frame that we grab the ledge. This is the best frame. This is frame 28, right? Let's take a look at this frame. We can see that if we have the frame perfect release and the frame perfect jump, I get a 4-frame window. That's great. 4-frame window, 4 different timings that will work, and they're all sequential. And then, if I look over here for the, I held the ledge for 1 extra frame, this exact same jump timing works with the exact same coordinates, right? All of these, this little handful of coordinates, looking pretty good to me. And then, if I fell for 1 frame, the exact same jump timings, at least for 3 of the frames, work. But I lose the 4th frame. Turns out, if you fall for 1 frame, things get a little worse, right? I went from 4-frame window to 3-frame window, and you'll see that with some of the other coordinates as well. And some of the top-end coordinates, they start going away, right? Oh, those coordinates don't work anymore. It's a little bit harder to hit. Between that, let's take a look at the double jump frames. If we look at double jump, we'll see this one's got a 3-frame window for some stuff, right? And then if you fall, now it's a 2-frame window. Oh, that sucks. And it's harder to hit. Some of these ones that are a little more gracious, well, maybe they aren't sequential. That's not cool. Lastly, the last thing I want to cover is the angle visualizer. So here's the angle visualizer. I'm going to zoom in real quick. You can see that for a particular combination of GameCube stick inputs, right? Because on the horizontal and vertical axis, I have GameCube stick coordinates. So like, for example, here is 0.65 and then 0.6875. And that set of coordinates forms a 46.6 degree angle. So if you are wondering, like, oh, hey, what's my angle if I hit these stick coordinates on a GameCube controller? That's one way you can check it out. You can just use this. Or down below, you'll see we can actually punch it into the angle calculator, and it'll just put out the angle for us, right? This is kind of useful in a way because, one, we can visualize, like, for example, I can say, give me all of the coordinates that are between 24 and 36 degrees. Boom. All right, cool. If I'm trying to do research on if I'm trying to do research on dolphin dashing or double dashing, and I'd like to see, okay, these are the ones that are like, these are the coordinates that are on the gate, right? These are the ones that you can easily notch. But maybe I want to see if there are coordinates inside of that, either just inside the gate that will change with calibration, or maybe that aren't. And I'm just wondering what's optimal, right? Because like here, let's take frame 27 or 29 or something. Let's take 29. Here, if I use 0.7, that's a 45 degree angle. Well, I can pass this timing. I fail the middle one, and then I pass the one after that, right? Same here. And then, the other part is, okay, well, the ones above it, I get all 3 straight. So I'm just going to use those, right? Well, if I look over here, actually, 0.7, I get 2 in a row here. I only get 1 of these. That sucks. So maybe if there was an angle between 0.7 and this other angle, maybe the coordinates that give an angle in between it might satisfy both, and I could get the 2-frame here as well as the 3 frames for the others, right? So it'd be slightly more optimal. And if you want to explore those things, what you can do, pull up the visualizer, and you can say, okay, well, let's say 0.7, that's going to be a 45 degree angle, right? So we can put that in for our max angle there. And then for the other one, it was 0.7125 and 0.675. So that puts us at a 43 degree angle, so that's less, so that's our min angle, right? And if I put those in, then boom, here we go. Here are all the coordinates that I can try if I'd like. Some of them along the gate, some of them just inside the gate, or ones that aren't, right? But I can see, do any of these happen to give me like a better outcome in both scenarios, right? And then the other thing is, more importantly, you can load angles so that, I felt that this was already a really great way to visualize the information, but I also wanted to have this as well. So you can say, give me up B, frame 26, and all the coordinates or time that work for at least one timing for if you fell for an additional frame. Boom, here it is. How much worse does it get if I have the frame 30 ECB? A little bit narrower. How much nicer is it if I hit frame 28 and I get the perfect timing? Ooh, that's nice. That's very nice. If I load them all, you'll notice it's basically the same, right? The perfect timing is always the best. It only gets worse if you fuck up. Alright guys, that's about all I got for this one. Hopefully you found these techniques interesting. Maybe the labbing or the tools can help you to learn it and experiment with, what's more reliable, and maybe long term we'll find out that this is something that can actually be done. But that kind of remains to be seen. Either way, I've rambled enough for this one, so I'll see y'all in the next video, man. Peace.